What's up, duelists? Now, as many of you might know, I've been preparing for the Deck Devastators tournament this weekend on Sunday. It is happening in the edisonformat.com Discord. It's free to enter. There's a prize pool. I think there's already like 140 people signed up for it, so it's going to be pretty big. If you guys want to join and be a part of that, go ahead and check the description for the invite to the edisonformat.com Discord. I've been testing a whole bunch of decks, trying to get a feel for something that I might want to play in this tournament. And I've gone through some of the classics. I've gone through fairies. I've gone through fish. I tested empty jar. I tested a bunch of wacky stuff like chain burn. I've tested a lot of stuff, but really there's only one deck. There's only one deck that I keep coming back to that I keep thinking about, that I'm like, I have to play this deck. I have to play this deck in the tournament, and that deck is Mewtwo V-Star. Haha, baited. You thought this was going to be a Yu-Gi-Oh video. You thought I was going to be playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Psych, joke's on you. I'm playing Pokemon, the trading card game. You guys weren't ready for this. If you were baited by this bait, this excellent bait done by a master, one might say, you have to click like, you have to click subscribe, because I don't play Pokemon very often, but when I do play decks with the really holographic Mewtwo Pokemon cards. Alright, I've got this brand new deck. I noticed this deck went 9-0-1 in an online tournament with over 100 people, and I thought to myself, this deck looks sick. You've got Lunatone and Solrock to help set up for your energy, which Mewtwo can then launch to deal tons of damage, upwards of 300 damage to your opponent's Pokemon. You've got a few other utility Pokemon, but the rest of the deck is just here to make sure that you get your big Mewtwo attacks off. There's a few other upsides to this Mewtwo. He's got a V-Star power, which is apparently some super once per game mechanic, and then, of course, you can always go on the beatdown with your Lunatones. I've got a fresh ladder here on PTCGO. I want to go ahead and just start playing. Just start getting opponents. Start grinding on this ladder. Sometimes I like to prepare for Yu-Gi-Oh! By playing other games, honestly. It just gets me in the right headspace to be thinking strategically, thinking outside the box, maybe being a little bit more creative than I am normally. This is pretty hype. I lose the coin flip, which sucks, but hopefully the opponent just lets us go first. Yes, you love to see it. You love to see getting to go first. I'm not even sure if that's good or bad in this format, but for our deck, it seems pretty good. We want to be able to hit our turn 1 attach with Mewtwo. For those of you who are new to this game, I mean, the game's been out forever, let's be real, but the way it works is you can attach 1 energy per turn, and you want to be able to hit your turn 1 attach. We're going to Ultra Ball, we're going to discard Professor's Research and the other Ultra Ball. Just kidding, the opponent is going to concede, and we're going to get a really flashy... Oh, wow, we got a booster pack too? Flashy sound effect and a booster pack. You do kind of have to pay for cards on here. Like, you can grind for cards, but it's a pain in the ass. So you do have to kind of like buy booster packs in order to open booster packs online digitally or whatever. But hey, man, it's fun. This whole thing feels kind of like a slot machine to me. That's how it feels. All these animations, it feels like they're trying to get kids into gambling. I could be wrong. But it feels kind of like that. Okay, game two, who we got? Let's see if we can go 9-0-1 or better on the ladder today. Lost the coin flip again. Jeez, I'm just so... This is like RPS. It's like RPS, but I'm just going to be losing the coin flip. This hand is great, though. We've got everything we want. We got a Mewtwo. We've got Solrock. Solrock's really important. You need like 3 of him, so you can set up just 1 Lunatone and then launch those energy using Mewtwo. This whole deck is actually so sick looking. Fuck. Man, this is so tight. I'm excited to be able to finally share my love of Pokemon, the trading card game, with you guys. I'm going to put the Solrock into play. I think I just want to tell my opponent I'm playing a cool deck. I want him to know. There's no reason for me to put this Solrock into play, but I'm going to do it here. It's actually totally suboptimal. I just want to flex. Okay, this is scary. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, this attack does 50 more damage. So that could do 70. I know this guy becomes a draw engine. I know he evolves into a draw engine. I don't know much else other than that. And they've got the Rocky Helmet, which is a tool that if I attack him, I take 20 damage, which is... That's fine. That doesn't really matter. Lunatone being at 90 or 70 doesn't really make that big of a difference to me. Okay, the first Ultra Ball is going to discard... This is tough. Because I really don't want to discard my Mewtwo V-Star. I really want to keep him around. But I think we're going to have to play this game, basically. So I'm going to Ultra Ball. I'm going to discard one Professor's Research, and then I'm going to discard the Mewtwo V-Star. We still do have another one in our deck, but we only have one more. That's kind of scary. We have to be a little bit careful about that, because that could be potentially problematic. I'm going to get another Solrock. I was going to get the Greninja V-Star, or not V-Star, but Radiant Greninja, but it looks as though we've prized that little guy, so I'm going to go ahead and bench the Lunatone. I could Professor's Research away this energy, but in the off chance that we don't draw another energy, I really need to hit my attach this turn on the Mewtwo V, so I'm just going to try and guarantee it there. We did hit another energy, but we also did hit some ways to discard it, which is kind of nice, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I am going to grab another Lunatone. I don't think this is a matchup where I want to trade my 2 prizers into their 1 prizers. I think we're going to try to do like a 1 prizer race, and then maybe try to close things out with the 2 prizer and force them to take 7 prizes somehow. I think the next thing we want to do is maybe... I think we want to activate one of these Soul Rocks. Oh, I shouldn't have benched that Lunatone. That was actually a big mistake. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just kind of talking. And it happened. It happened so quick. Fog Crystal next turn will get Mewtwo, dude. Training Court can get us an energy back. Maybe I shouldn't have attached that energy from the grave. Maybe that was a mistake. But Quick Ball can always get us the Crobat, so we can always, dig for more cards next turn. I don't think there's any reason to play any more cards this turn. We've already hit our attach. We've already hit our Solrock setup. I shouldn't have benched this Lunatone, but that's fine. Just gotta, get used to talking and playing a different game. Ah, fuck. This card is annoying. This card makes us shuffle our hand back, and then we draw 4 cards. But the awkward part is it puts our hand on the bottom of the deck, so we don't actually get to draw into the same cards, potentially. Oh, wow, this is gross. So this guy can use the attacks of all the basic Pokemon in the discard. And this guy lets him draw 7, but then his turn ends. So, just like a standard 1 prizer setup. That was a good top deck for us. The Crobat is always nice here, but it's good to have a bit of extra ways to dig. I think we are going to attach this Choice Belt. It's not going to do much in this matchup, but we just want it out of our hand for the Crobat. And then we definitely do want to draw this Fog Crystal, because again, we need to hit that last Mewtwo VMAX out of the deck. Wait, does this not get a... Oh, it only gets basic Psychics. Ew. Wait, this card is ass. I don't like that card at all. We're actually going to fail to find. Fail to find is something you can do in Pokemon, which is kind of nice. You can't do it in Edison, but you can do it in Pokemon. We're going to fail to find, so we draw an extra card here. Wow, we're going to miss on everything. Hopefully, okay. Here's the plan. We're going to Quick Ball. I'm going to discard a Psychic Energy. That gets an energy in the graveyard for our Soul Rocks. I'm going to go find another Mewtwo. There's no real reason for me to find another Mewtwo here, but I want to thin the deck a little bit so that our Trekking Shoes has a higher chance of hitting the Mewtwo V-Star. That's the plan. I do not want this Scoop Up Net in my hand particularly, so we're going to mill that, and we're going to find Marnie. Okay, so we found a draw supporter, which is nice. I can actually pick up this Lunatone and get it off the bench if I want to. Do I want to do that? I think there's value to saving these Scoop Up Nets, but I think we'll do it. I think we will do it. I also want to shuffle back their big hand, so we're going to do that right now. No big hand for you. Please, one time, give me a way to search. God, of course not. How much damage can we do, though? Oh, that's nice. We can actually use this guy's second attack because we picked up the energy switch. So, things aren't too bad. Things aren't too bad. That's not too bad at all. Okay, we'll go ahead and energy switch from the Lunatone up onto this Mewtwo. Nice. Nice. And then he moves the energy right back. Let's go. That's actually kind of sick. I like these types of attacks where you like conserve your energy and whatnot. Now we get to draw a prize too, which is super nice. Oh man. This card's going to be really good. I think it's going to be really good at disrupting the opponent. These evolution decks, or these like sort of combo decks that need this guy. Well, this guy's good at getting out of Marnie, but in general, this card's pretty good against decks that need a lot of resources in order to play. Like, they need, like, special energies, they need tools, they need a way to poison, or whatever it is they're doing. This could be a tool drop deck, too. I'm not really sure exactly what it does. We haven't seen much cards from them. But I think the hand disruption card's going to be really good against them. Maybe. I could be wrong. Like I said, this guy does evolve into the draw card. He lets them draw until they have 5, and it's not hard once per turn, so they can do it multiple times off of both of them. But at the same time, like, they're only drawing 3 cards here, which I know sounds crazy from Yu-Gi-Oh perspective, but they need a lot to get going. They don't have a Pokemon that can actually actively attack us yet, and then they also don't really have energy either. So they need at least 2 specific cards in order to even make something happen. If they don't find that, maybe we kill one of their Bibarrels next turn, cut off their draw even more, and then it cuts off all their filtering for being able to get into the other stuff late game. What does this guy do? Oh, I don't know what that guy does. That guy looks scary. I don't want to play against it. Quick Ball. Oh, that's going to discard that guy so the Ditto can use his attack, right? Oh, he puts us to 10. That's crazy. So he puts us to 10, and then they have a way to poison us. Either that or they use the Rocky Helmet. That's what's happening here. Okay, they're trying to combo kill us. They're trying to combo kill us with Shedinja's attack, put us to 10, but it looks like they're just missing on energy because they need too many cards to go off, which is really great for us. I mean, the Marnie was really good at disrupting their play. At this point, we can actually we can Fog Crystal for an energy. We can attach it to Mewtwo, actually. Go ahead and retreat this Mewtwo into the Lunatone. Activate the Soul Rock. Attach to our Lunatone in the active. We could go ahead and bench the second Lunatone, and I think I am going to do that. I want to power up another one of him. I think he's the ideal dude to power up. Now, at this point, we could scoop up Net, but there's no real reason to because we have no more energies in our grave, so I think I am just going to Marnie. Try to find that last Mewtwo V-Star and make sure we have a full setup. And we are able to find him, which is sick. So this turn, we're going to get the last Mewtwo V-Star in play. We're going to be able to potentially Pal Pad back some stuff. I'm not sure if we want to shuffle back the Marnies. I mean, they're okay, generally speaking, but they have double Bibarrel. If they had single Bibarrel, I might consider Pal Padding them back. But as of right now, I'm cool with not. I don't really want to draw this card. We're pretty much set up, but it's better than a random card, so we'll take it. And then here we'll just go for the knockout. And we're up 2 prizes. So even if they are able to have a turn where they KO the Mewtwo V-Star, then we're still even at prizes and we're going up first. Every turn after this too, it becomes more and more of a cascading landfall win. This card's interesting. It lets them search their prize cards for a key Pokemon that might have gotten prize. And then it replaces I believe the ball goes into the prize cards. Or something like that. I'm not really sure. Quick Ball finds another Trubbish. I don't know what the Trubbish does in this deck. Maybe it evolves into something good, but we still haven't seen anything. Same thing with this guy. What does he do? Done to this Pokemon from basic Pokemon. Okay, so they can copy that guy with Ditto, maybe. If a Pokemon was knocked out, you can attach a basic energy. Huh. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, this is kind of scary. Because now they can get around our basic Pokemon. But at the same time, we don't really care because we have Mewtwo. And Mewtwo's not a basic Pokemon because he's the V-Star. He's like the special evolution guy. So even if he attacks our Lunatone for 70, we can just retreat the Lunatone, hopefully find an energy for our Mewtwo V-Star, and then knock out the Ice Cube and then not have to worry about it pretty much. What does this guy do? Oh, if there's a stadium in play, he can make us poisoned. Okay, that's pretty good. No, that's actually pretty good. I don't think that's too bad. This is part of their combo, their Shedinja combo. So they lock us out of using the basics, which is our 1-prizers, with Ice Cube, and then they lock us out of using the multi-prizers by using the OTK combo with poison plus putting us to 10. Unfortunately for him, too, this only prevents damage done to Ice Cube from the basic Pokemon, so we can use Boss's Orders to get around this. And we can actually pull up one of his Bibarrels and cut off his Draw Supporters, which I think, or not Draw Supporters, but Draw Dudes. We don't want to play this Stadium because not only does it turn on their Garbodor, but we also have no way to get value out of it. It's only value for the opponent. So as of right now, our best play is to just Boss's Orders, bring up the Bibarrel, I think with the Air Balloon, and then I think we are gonna attach this choice belt as well, just in case we get Marnied. I don't want this choice belt in my deck, so we'll attach it to the active. It doesn't do anything in this matchup, but we just want to get it out of the deck in case we get our hand shuffled back, so we have less dead cards. And then we'll go ahead and go for this Moon Kinesis KO. And we're just up so much here. Even if they're able to pull off their combo, I think we're still able to win. We picked up the energy, so our Mewtwo V-Star can attack next turn too. So even if they go for the Ice Cube attack and try to lock out our basics, we'll be able to get around that using our abilities, more or less. Our tactics, one might say. They only have one by barrel activation. Okay, they're going to escape rope us. I'm okay with this. I'm going to give them the other Lunatone. The reason being is this guy can retreat more or less for free in case he can't KO us. And if he can KO us, then oh well, we have another Lunatone in our hands. And we're only losing one prize. So that's the reason I decided to give him that off the escape rope. Man, this game is fun. I actually really like this game. I'm not sure if I prefer it to Yu-Gi-Oh or not, but I think this is like one of the more fun competitive card games. Obviously the big three, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. But I think Pokemon is like actually a blast competitively. You can get a pretty ridiculous win rate. Pretty ridiculous win rate with this. With the way the game works, your decks are just so consistent. And so it really comes down to how well you play the game. This card is normally pretty good against meta decks. The Path to the Peak. It locks out the abilities of Pokemon V and Pokemon GX. Unfortunately for him, our deck only has one Pokemon V or Pokemon GX like ability, and that's the Crobat V, which we've already used. So unfortunately for him, that's just bad luck, really. And he was never really able to get anything going this game. We found the second boss's orders, which is just, it's like insult to injury at this point. We can go ahead and bosses up his whatever we want to kill. We'll go ahead and just grab the, I think, by barrel or ditto. It doesn't really matter at this point. We can just retreat this guy. And again, like I said, the energy is free because we can attach it from the graveyard to the Lunatone, and then we can go ahead and just like search for our other stuff, get the last little bits of our setup ready so we can take the last two prizes pretty easily. Then we can go ahead and get the next game. Yeah, sure, give me that. You know what? That's great. That's just awesome. This is just an excellent display of this deck. I'm pretty impressed by it so far. I mean, obviously I've only played like a little bit of one game, but the deck's just functioned really smoothly. We had a really nice turn 2 setup. We have a really good engine going. We have a really shiny, sparkly rare card, which makes me very happy. And all things considered, I can't ask for much more than that in this game, really. Can't ask for much more than a turn 2 setup and ways to play around your opponent trying to lock you out with different attackers and whatnot. It's kind of cool because you cover the V-Star protection or like Pokemon V protection in cards like Miltank by having the Lunatones, and then you cover the basic Pokemon protection from stuff like Ice Cube with Mewtwo V-Star, and then you cover the evolution Pokemon protection from stuff like whatever with Lunatone. So you cover pretty much everything with Lunatone and Mewtwo alone, which is really nice. The only issue is that this deck is very weak to Dark. I had a few games earlier where, yeah, that was kind of the case. Okay, so we have to be careful this turn. We have to be careful, because actually he can get a one-hit KO on this Mewtwo V-Star. And we are low-key out of Mewtwo V-Stars. I don't think we have any left in our deck. So we need to be really careful about this. If we KO this with our Mewtwo V-Star, then on the next turn, we need to get the Lunatone KO on the Ditto. And that's how we need to win this game. So we're not going to bench that guy, actually. We're going to try and scoop up the Lunatone. And the reason we're doing this is to play around Galarian Zigzagoon. I don't want to get Zigzagooned on the last 10 damage and then have him knock out my Lunatone on the next turn and I have no follow-up attacker. So that's the reason we're going to do that here. And then we're also going to go for, I think we're going to hold the Marnie, actually. I don't think we're going to do too much here. We're just going to go for a Psy Purge. And I'm actually going to discard from the Mewtwo one and from the Lunatone one. And the reason I'm doing this is because this way, if he somehow shuts off my abilities, I'm not sure how, I can find another energy and then just go for the game as long as I find another energy. We did pick up our last Mewtwo V-Star from the prizes too, which is nice. I've been thinking about playing that ball card that searches our prizes, because I'm a little bit nervous. If we prize multiple Soul Rock, this deck might actually just suck. Because you don't have your, like, streamlined engine. You don't have your energy ramp potential. So here's the poison. And this is a cool combo from the opponent. He just never was able to get it going because it just takes so much. If you look at the amount of cards he needs 2 energy cards here. He needs the Ditto, so that's 3 cards. He needs the Garbodor. He needs the Trubbish, so that's 5 cards. He needs the spell card, or the field spell card, which is Path to the Peak or whatever. So that's 6 cards. And then he needs the Shedinja plus a discard outlet to get it in the grave. So it's an 8-card combo. That's kind of a lot to put together here. And he actually just went for the wrong attack. I think he should have gone for the Shedinja attack there and gotten the KO. But he's playing a little conservatively, which I understand realistically. He's trying to lock me in the active. Unfortunate for him, we just have another draw spell and we're going to go for it. So that's pretty much it. If we find another energy, which we should, yeah, we found Training Court. That ought to do it. And then Training Court comes down. We go ahead and add back the energy. He might even concede right now. Yippers. Attach that guy. There's the concession. That was nice. That was a nice showing for our deck. And also got to show off a very cool deck from the opponent. Like a cool combo deck. Where they're trying to piece together like a graveyard toolbox for Ditto. That's pretty sick. That was pretty sick, all things considered. Get a nice little 2-win streak. I'm gonna see how long I can keep this up. I mean, we're only about 20 minutes in, but the games do run a little bit, I think, longer due to the animations, due to the opponents taking time. It's kind of nice too. I like doing like Pokemon sort of gameplay because on my opponent's turn, I don't really have to think. I can really just like kind of clear my head and be like Zen mode. So this game's kind of like my sort of Zen mode game. I play this game to relax before a tournament, before whatever. It's kind of nice. It's also nice for like content too, because I could totally talk during the dead space and like just talk about fun stuff I'm planning, fun stuff I'm thinking about doing for Edison, fun stuff I'm thinking about doing for all of the different card games. We're gonna start off with Lunatone on the active position because that's our only basic. We do mulligan once, so the opponent gets a free draw, but that's okay. Oh, this could be scary. They could be playing a combo deck. If they're playing combo Darkrai, it's like the worst matchup. But if they're playing combo Dialga, it's not as bad. This looks like potentially Palkia, which is, I think, an even matchup, if I have to guess. I obviously haven't played either of these decks. I'm not really as accomplished in Pokemon right now in this season. Yeah, it looks like it is Palkia. So this is one of the 2 best decks in the format right now. Palkia and Arceus are the 2 best decks in the format. The way they work is Palkia has a V-Star ability, which is a once per game ability that lets you attach 3 energy cards from your discard to your Pokemon. It's like a super ramp deck. And then it does a lot of damage based off the number of basic Pokemon in play. We have to be careful about how many Pokemon we bench in this matchup, which kind of sucks because we need multiple Soul Rocks to really do anything. But if we have multiple Soul Rocks in play, it increases its damage output by a ton. So I think what we're going to try to do is limit ourselves to 1 or 2 Soul Rocks, 1 Lunatone, and 1 Mewtwo. Try to keep like 2 or 3 Pokemon in play at any given moment. I think that's the plan. Ooh, he's also playing Vikavolt. This card's scary too. That card can Trainer Lock us. I'm not sure if it's like good against us, but it can Trainer Lock us. This prevents damage on the bench Pokemon. All right, so this is gonna be a tough game. I think this is gonna be a tough one. I think this matchup's not that great. We're gonna go ahead and grab our Mewtwo. I might actually go Psychic on the active. I don't know. This is a little bit dangerous. This is a little bit dangerous. I could go for the Professor's Research, but we're risking discarding our Mewtwo V-Star. I should have checked how many Mewtwo V-Stars we had in our deck before I did this. We could also attach the active and then go for his first attack, which is to discard a card from our hand and draw 3 cards. I think I'm going to try that. Next turn, we can maybe research. Maybe not, though. We got double Mewtwo V-Star now. Ew. I don't think he's going to be able to kill this. Well, he might be able to. If he attaches here, he can. Yeah, that's gross. Okay, he might be able to kill this. Does this have free retreat? No, it doesn't. Okay, so he has to find a switching card, which is possible. This card looks at the top 6. You could maybe find a switching... Oh, there's a switching card. All right, never mind. All right, we're losing everything. That was maybe a risky play. I probably should have just gone for the professor's research. I'm still getting a feel for this format, like how slow I can play things. I don't think I can really afford to play things much slower than this. Maybe he misses on the energy. That would be really nice. If he just passes the turn here, that'd be really nice. I would be super happy. But then again, he can always just use the V-Star ability if he absolutely wants to get this KO now. And there's the energy too, so. Wow, that's bad. Okay. This card is busted. It is support for water decks. It basically lets you attach an energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon and then draw 3 cards. So this is one of the most busted support cards in the game right now, and it's like part of the reason why Palkia is such a good deck. Because you just have the best support cards, and then you actually have this triple ramp, which makes it so you can never really fall behind on resources. It's a disgusting deck. It's really difficult to play against. And we're actually getting kind of washed here as it stands. So I think we're going to try to go for... Oh man, this is tough. This is really tough. I think we have to go for the professor's research. In which case, we're going to discard both the Mewtwo and the other guy anyway. Oh, which sucks. I do need to grab a Lunatone now, so I can Soul Rock Lunatone and then energy switch to the active. So we'll go Soul Rock, Lunatone, activate this guy, energy switch to the active, and then we can quick ball away the Marnie. Go get ourselves maybe Radiant Greninja. It's either Radiant Greninja or Soul Rock. I'm not sure. Radiant Greninja is a bench sitter, which powers up his Palkia, but at this point, Palkia is two-shotting everything anyway, so I think it's fine to go for Radiant Greninja. And hopefully, like, try to find ourselves another way to get past this mark. Okay, so we can discard this energy to Radiant Greninja and then bring it back with Trading Court, which is pretty good. I think what I want to do is I actually want to Fog Crystal for another energy first, just to deck thin a little bit. Maybe I should have Trek and Shoes before all that. That's actually a little bit more optimal. I'm going to try to draw this Marnie. I think having a draw supporter here is pretty good. Okay, we'll go for the Radiant Greninja and pitch this. I want to find a Soul Rock. That's really what I want to find here. Okay, we kind of did. We found Quick Ball. So Training Court's live right now. And we can actually afford to pitch the other energy as well to go get the Soul Rock. The only issue is we are missing on lethal damage, I think. Yeah, we're 10 short. That's really gross. That's really, really gross. We'll Training Court, add back the energy. We can put the Palkia to 10, which isn't bad because it means Zigzagoon can kill him. But I do believe we've prized our Zigzagoon in this game. I didn't see it in the deck. I might have been just blinded, but I'm pretty sure. We could also go for the Star Raid this turn. I don't think he can KO us the next turn. So we could go for the Star Raid this turn and set up for like a few more KOs. I'd rather wait to Star Raid, but it might not get better than right now. You know what? Actually, because I think our Zigzagoon is prized. Oh, shit, I forgot. This prevents... Oh, fuck. I gotta pay attention to this shit. I forgot Manaphy prevents bench damage. Damn. Okay, that was actually probably a misplay. Yeah, that was definitely a misplay. I should have gone for the Psy Purge, at least for 2. It's just strictly better. We can always get the energy back with Training Court, so... Yeah, that was a bit of a mistake, I think. It would have been a lot more damage. Damn, I fucked that up. Wow, that's annoying. Okay, they grab the lightning energy. They're going to be able to train or lock us at any point if they really want to. But I don't think that really does anything against us. Like, that's fine. They have another V Pokemon. What is this? Once during your turn, this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may draw a card. I think these lightning Pokemon are only here to hit other Palkias for weakness. More or less. Goes for the Hisuian whatever. Scoop up on the Mew. Plays the Radiant Greninja. That makes sense. Pitches the water energy. Yeah, I think these lightning attackers are only here for the mirror match. I don't think they're very good in other matchups. I think you'd rather just lean into the Palkia more. which is what they're doing, to be fair. Ooh, bosses. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of cool with this. He may think that I only have one Lunatone, but wait, why did you V-star? Oh, they must have misclicked. They must have misclicked. Oh no, wait, this guy's actually pretty good against us. He does 90 to 2 of our Pokemon. Okay, we gotta be careful of that. We gotta be careful of that. All right, we might need to conserve our Soul Rocks. Ordinary Rod's a good way to do that. Let's go ahead and bench down this Lunatone. How many energies are in a discard? Just the one. I kind of want to try to find another energy because we are a little bit low on that. We could also boss's orders up one of his Pokemon, but I'd rather just kill the only attacker, which is Palkia right now, after going for the Marnie. So we're going to go for the Marnie now. Draw 5 new cards. Hopefully hidden energy. We did, which is very good. Actually technically hit 2 because of the Fog Crystal as well. We need to use the Soul Rock. And then we also have another attach. So we can go attach to Radiant Greninja is like the safest way. In case we randomly get Melanede plus KO on... Well, I guess if we're only discarding 2 energy, it doesn't really matter. So we can attach to the Lunatone and then just discard both from the Lunatone. I think that should be lethal. Let's do that. Yeah, I misplayed on the last turn going for the Star Raid GX, but honestly, it was never going to be that great because of Manaphy, so I'll take it. I'll take it. That's fine. And there's that Zigzagoon that we had prized, yeah, which definitely would have changed the way we played the last few turns, but I think we're actually in a pretty okay spot here. I don't know how he's going to be able to come back without specifically Melanie. Now, this Mew could find a Melanie. Oh, no, it can only find items, so it can't find a supporter. Interesting. So he could find an item that finds a Melanie. I think Quick Ball can get Luminion, and Luminion can get Melanie. That could work. Let's see if he has Luminion in his deck. That could actually come together here, and he could get a double KO on the Soul Rocks, and that'd be pretty devastating. That'd be pretty devastating. I don't know if we'd be able to come back from that. Especially because we shuffled our Ordinary Rod back to the bottom of the deck. Oh, that's gross. Thankfully, we have Scoop Up Net, so that's not that big of a deal, and he wasn't able to Melanie this turn, so we're not going to get attacked by this Radiant Greninja. We're going to get a chance to actually kill one of these Pokemon. He might be trying to lock me in the active under Trainer Lock with the Vikavolt, but that's going to be a big punish for him because we do have the energy to retreat. I wonder if he goes into it. He might just leave the Mew in the active as a sacrificial lamb. No, he's going into this. This is, I think, a mistake. I think this is a mistake, maybe. This will probably cost him. Yeah, it'll be pretty costly because I do have the Training Court in play too. So I can pretty much guaranteedly retreat. I can even use the Radiant Greninja's ability here if I want to. And I think I'm going to. I think I am going to. We'll grab this back. Go ahead and use this. Discard the energy. Draw 2 new cards. There's another Soul Rock. That could be pretty good. Let's go ahead and attach to the Greninja. We'll retreat now into the Mewtwo V-Star. And this is kind of why Mewtwo V-Star is so threatening, is it can pretty much KO anything in the format, which is nice. And we need to get all of these graveyard attachments. I think I am actually going to go straight up for the last Soul Rock as well. I think they're a little bit locked up right now, which is nice. We're going to grab the last Psychic here, and then we'll be able to go for the full Side Purge KO on this Pokemon, using all 3 of our free energy on the Lunatone. This deck's just functioning exactly how we want it to in this game, which is nice. It's really nice. I think the Vikavolt there did not do what the opponent intended it to do, and it gave us 2 free prizes. So now we're super ahead in the race. Even if they do take 2 Soul Rocks here, we should be able to piece together a KO with double Scoop Up Net. I'm not quite sure, though. They're just really behind on board. We need a way to find boss's orders. I think that's the only issue left. There's Crobat for them. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's going to give them 4 new draws. They need, I think, a Melanie this turn. They need to at least get an energy in play onto their Palkia somehow. Interesting. No Melanie, no bosses. Interesting. Okay. They're going to KO 2 of the Solrocks, which is... It does suck, but... What can you do? We just need to find ourselves a boss's orders, though, and we win this game. So, I'm going to try to turbo through my hand as much as possible to get to that. Alright, first things first. Let's go digging in our deck. I am going to use Fog Crystal first. I want to see what we have left that we can thin. We need to hit boss's orders, and there's 2 left. We have 21 cards in our deck. So let's go ahead and take a Psychic Energy out. This at least gives us an extra attach from hands. How are we going to hit this? We'll attach the Choice Belt to the Mewtwo. We're going to need that in order to... Oh, it's not a Palkia V-Star. I mean, we could have gone for the Crobat anyway, so it's actually not that big of a deal. We can get this guy out of our hands. We can get these 2. We need to get the 2 supporters out of our hand because those are the cards we definitely don't want to play. So I'm going to Ultra Ball, pitching both the supporters from my hands. This is going to go find... Oh, we don't have Crobat. Fuck. That's a problem, actually. That's a problem. Crobat must be in our graveyard? No, he's in our last 2 prizes. Gross. I'm definitely not used to checking my deck for prizes. I should have known to do that. Alright, well, we'll just grab this and we'll try to hit a very lucky Trekking Shoes, basically. We also have a couple Greninja activations as well, so we're going to deck thin a little bit. We're going to discard the Zigzagoon as well and go ahead and grab the Lunatone out of our deck. We're down to 18 cards in deck. I haven't used the Training Court quite yet, so we'll go ahead and use the Radiant Greninja first. We have a couple more activations with him, and there's the bosses, so that's just going to be game. We're going to go ahead and activate this, add back the Psychic Energy, Soul Rock onto our dude. We're going to scoop up net the Soul Rock again. This is like overkill, but I want to deal 9 million damage because I think it's funny. Do that again, scoop up net one more time, bring him back, go for it again because you just have to flex. You just have to flex. And you know what? We're going to go after the... Let's go after the Palkia. We gotta leave with a little disrespect. Let's go Psy Purge. Discard 3 energies. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Huge damage. Very lucky boss's orders hit. That was a fun game. That was sick. Man, this deck is tight. This deck is really sick. I'm having a kick out of playing this. This is a lot of fun. That could have been a scary game. Palkia is a scary Pokemon. But their text for the mirror match there got him a little bit in trouble. Pokemon isn't best 2 out of 3, so you basically have to include your techs in game 1. And if you have techs that are only good in one matchup, and then you play against a matchup that just like runs over those techs, then it's a big punish. It's a big punish. We're going to go ahead and try to get another game. I think I'm going to play like 1 or 2 more and then call it a video. This is my first Pokemon video. It'll probably underperform, but generally speaking, I just have a blast playing this game. It's such a fun game. I can't recommend it enough. It is like, in my opinion, like so much more fun than Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's fun just because like the decks are so crazy and wacky and like, not because like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fun for a different reason, right? I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a little bit more, there's more reads involved, but Pokemon's fun because you just get to do some cool stuff and like the deck building in Pokemon is so exciting. Like you can build these crazy synergies and I don't know, it's just a good time. It's just a good time. I think we're going to lead on the Solrock. We don't want to put the Zigzagoon into play quite yet. You don't get his ability unless you play him from your hands. Not in the starting position, basically. Opening hand's actually pretty solid. Fog Crystal can at least get us to our Mewtwo, and then we have at least our Attach and a Trekking Shoes to dig 2 cards deeper towards a supporter, and it looks like we found that supporter. So I'm actually pretty happy with this opening hand. Looks like they are playing the Ice Rider Palkia deck, and this deck is very scary. We have to be very careful about how we approach this matchup. I think the plan is to set up the Mewtwo and threaten the V-Star attack, but never actually go for it. Like, force him to go into Manaphy, force him to spend resources there. But we have to be careful. I think this matchup is actually quite difficult. They can one-shot the Mewtwo pretty easily with the big Ice Rider Calyrex. Man, this is actually kind of tough. Let's go ahead and go for the Traction Shoes first before we do anything else. Training Court, do I want that? With this hand, not really. But it might be okay if we, if we do that and then go into Marnie. Actually, you know what? I don't hate the Training Court here. It's a card we can play next turn. And then if we need to retreat this, we can get the energy back somehow or something. I'm okay with it. I think we can accept the Training Court off the top here. It might be too conservative of a play. This card's very good. This card says you get to search for a water Pokemon and an item card. So it's like a guaranteed setup. It lets you grab the Battle VIP, which gets you 2 more Pokemon. Only playable on the first turn of the game, but it doesn't matter as long as you're able to search it consistently. And then you're able to search whatever Water Toolbox Pokemon you want. This Water deck right now has all the best support cards. This lets you search for 2 energy. They have all the best supporters. It's kind of just like, it's kind of insane. It's also insane too that even with all the best support cards, this deck still struggles to compete with Arceus because Arceus is so powerful. Battle VIP, probably going to find them the Palkia, I'm assuming. I'm not really sure. Yep, Palkia and a second Ice Rider Calyrex. They're pretty much all set up. I think we're going to get fucking rocked this game. I think we're going to get shown the true power of this Palkia deck. I'm trying to think of the way we can maybe win this. Does this guy do anything that we know about? I think maybe one of the ways we could win this is if we're able to resolve the V-Star attack next turn maybe. And then after we resolve the V-Star attack, no, there's no way we can resolve it next turn because we have to retreat. We need to hit a Scoop Up Net specifically. Maybe I should have milled the Training Court. He gets in for 40. That's not going to matter because we need to hit a Scoop Up Net anyway. Ooh, that's a good draw. That's a good draw. Let's play the Mewtwo first. Maybe it's not a good draw. Let's go ahead and lay down the Training Courts. If we're putting 10 damage somewhere, it makes the most sense to put it on Palkia. The evolved form of Palkia has 280 hit points, so putting it to 270 actually matters a lot for the Mewtwo V-Star. And I think we are going to put the Zigzagoon down just because I want to empty my hand a little bit. Give myself the highest chance at hitting a Scoop Up Net. And we did hit, so that's actually very good. That's actually super, super good for us here. We're able to Scoop Up Net the Solrock in the active position and promote our Mewtwo V-Star. Now is the tricky part. We're going to play down the Solrock. We're not going to play down the Mewtwo V. I think we're only going to need the 1 to win this game. And then we're going to lean into the Lunatone for the rest. Here's another Scoop Up Net. I actually am going to take this because I want to Scoop Up Net the Zigzagoon to keep Pokemon off of our bench. And then I'm going to play the Marnie, shuffle our 4 cards to the bottom of the deck. None of those 4 cards are going to be super useful to us right now. And hopefully just hit something that matters here. We did hit energy, which is good. Okay. So on this turn, we can go for the Star Raid V-Star, hit their 3 for 120 each, and then just set up for Lunatones to kind of sweep through this. Actually, should we attach this here? Let's see. I'm not sure if we need to save the Choice Belts for the Lunatones. This guy's evolved form has a lot of hit points, so I am going to actually try to... If we discard both, we could actually KO this. Hold up. Is that worth doing? You know what? That's kind of greedy, but our hand sucks. I'm going to go for it. I'm actually going to go for it. I think it's worth doing here. We need to get those 2 extra draws from the prize cards. It could be greedy. It could be greedy. Maybe they have something to get out of it. I mean, they have Radiant Greninja in play. So if they have even an energy card, they can start turboing through their deck. Or if they find a way to get by barrel. But the fact that they're promoting a Calyrex here leads me to believe maybe they have a bit of a slower hands. Oh, they're used Pyukumuku. So this card just lets them cantrip. It's just a draw 1. But that's still not an unbreaked hand. Maybe they just have a breaked hand. It's very possible. It's not likely, but it's very possible. I mean, one can hope, right? One can hope. Damn. Evolution Incense? Okay, so that gets them to the Palkia. Damn. All right. Maybe Maybe we're fucked. That might have been a greedy swing. It's just we were so far off from getting to the full setup with the Lunatones and everything going that I felt the need to do that to get in the extra 2 draws. And the extra 2 draws here are pretty good. I mean, it did give us a draw supporter for next turn, so can't super complain. But not an ideal position to be in for sure, especially because our energy switch is on the bottom of the deck, so it's going to be pretty hard for us to actually attack the next turn. Quick Ball can get them Crobat if they play it. Luminion, okay. Damn, this Palkia deck is so good. It's just super consistent. There's the Melanie. Yeah, fuck. Okay. Yeah, we're fucked. I think we just lose this one. That's a pretty crazy setup. And the Crobat too. Damn, that's crazy. Fuck, this deck just looks so sick. They're able to set up everything like as quickly as possible because all of their cards kind of just like have this cohesion. Like Greninja discards the energy and then Palkia brings it back and Melanie brings it back, and then you can tutor the energy because you have these busted double tutor cards, and you can tutor the busted double tutor cards because you have Arita and you have Mew, which gets you to all of it basically. It's just a very cohesive deck. Usually the deck playing the best tutors is the best deck in the format. And that's why Arceus is the best deck in the format, because the way Arceus works in this game is that it lets you search for any 2 cards. That's its V-Star ability. So you get a once per game double tutor, but that's usually all you need in order to get a perfect setup every game. As long as you're playing tight, basically. Our deck, unfortunately, doesn't have one of those once per game setup abilities. We kind of have to rely on our draw supporters getting us there, which for the most part they've been able to. Whoa, did they just like time out or something? The fuck? Did they actually whiff? Yo, if they actually whiffed, we got hella lucky here. We dodged a fucking bullet. No cap. That's very fortunate for us. We're going to attach from our hand. We're actually not going to use the training court yet. We're going to Marnie first. And we're going to try to find just more setup, basically. We have 5 cards to get there. All right. All right, not the worst. We can get at least 2 Soul Rocks. Can't quite get to the Mewtwo attack, though. Let's see. Maybe there's a way to do this with Radiant Greninja. Let's go ahead and pitch Professor's Research. The second one's always dead. If we grab Radiant Greninja, there's a chance we can rip into our energy switch. So I think we're going to grab that with Quick Ball. And then with Fog Crystal, we're actually going to grab Lunatone. So we're going to add back an energy with the Training Quartz. We're going to play Radiant Greninja first. We're going to add back an energy with the Training Quartz. We're going to use his ability to draw 2. Hopefully we hit. If not, then... No, we didn't. Okay. That's cool, though. That's cool. I mean, next turn we're setting up for something. Probably just losing our dude next turn. Hopefully that Marnie, like, super cucked them. They have an energy in the grave. They can use the Training Court to equip to their Calyrex and then actually attack us. They can also use the Training Court to power up their Greninja, so there's a very good chance we're just dead here. Keeping the Training Court actually is a huge misplay. I need to be careful of keeping this in matchups where they have Radiant Greninja. I think I should have Trekking Shoes it away. I got a little greedy with it earlier in the game. I thought it would give us more value than the opponent, but boy was I wrong. They're able to access their Radiant Greninja much easier than we are. The way these Radiant Pokemon work is you can have one in your deck. They're like limited cards, and they're basics of evolution cards. Sometimes they're regular basic Pokemon. Like there's a Radiant Eevee that's pretty good. But they each have very powerful effects. There's a Radiant Charizard deck, which is such a cool deck. It was designed by this deck builder, Ross Cawthon, who inspires a large percentage of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck building. I love looking at his decks. They're so sick. Anyway, he got top 16. Yeah, it looks like the opponent's just timed out, which is really unfortunate because it's so unfortunate. I would have loved to see their deck like operating on full cylinders, but we're just going to be able to, steal this game, and maybe that's why he's lower on the proverbial ladder, so to speak. We're going to go grab ourselves a Soul Rock and just try to set up for a big damage KO, but I mean, this is just assuming the opponent, didn't understand they could Training Court and click through their turn, and that's just not realistic. They're probably just AFK or whatnot. Here we'll attach the active, and I will actually Professor's Research. I mean, let's just attack for some big damage, you know? Let's just get some big damage in. Go for the big damage. I'll star raid. I'll star raid. For the fans, we'll do a little bit of star raiding. That's kind of hype, you know? Dealing that much damage with one attack, that's pretty hype. I like that. Now, if they do ever come back, I mean, we gave them a chance. We didn't just go ahead and KO their 3-prizer right now. Yeah. Yeah. They will eventually time out. That is unfortunate, but usually the people playing Pokemon on here are sometimes a little bit more casual than Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially lower on the ladder like we are. And timeouts will happen pretty frequently in like your first 5 to 10 games. Later on, it doesn't happen as much because it's more of the grinders trying to get to the end. But here we are. Nice. Dealt a lot of damage that game. Most of it was probably on that last turn because we didn't hit our setup. I'm going to consider that a loss for this deck. I think the Palkia matchup is looking actually quite terrible. I'm not sure how to approach it yet so far, but I'm going to get one more game. Maybe 2 more games. Depends on how long the next game is. But I do want to get to a point where I have a nice understanding of this deck I've built, because I think it's a sweet deck. I think it's really cool. Always pick heads. That's just the way it goes. Shockingly, managed to win a few coin flips as well. Very rare occurrence for me. Mulligan, not great. Would have been a nice hand if we had a basic too. Okay, cool. This hand's pretty good. I like this hand. We're going to go ahead and lead on Radiant Greninja. Oh, that was probably a mistake. Oopsies. But, oh well, alas. We were probably going to play it down anyway. And we're probably going to need to retreat the Lunatone, so whatever. Oh, looks like they're playing Dialga. Maybe we're going to get to see a cool combo. That might actually be really hype. Let's go ahead and start off with Quick Ball, pitching. Quick Ball. Oh, I should have Grend first. I'm playing so ass today. I do want to grab the Mewtwo V. I think this is the game plan versus Dialga. We just need to get big damage going. Let's Trekking Shoes before we Grend. Do I want to draw the second Mewtwo? No. I think we only need one. Fuck, I didn't want to draw that either. God damn it. Alright, we'll pitch the energy, draw 2. That was maybe a throw. Maybe I needed to attach that energy. We don't need to Soul Rock this turn. There's only one energy in the grave, maybe. No, you know what? Let's Soul Rock this turn. Maybe there's a chance we can get a Lunatone attack in next turn. We could also energy switch and then retreat into Mewtwo, but that doesn't get us anywhere, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to pass. Yeah, I guess we could have energy switched and retreated now into Lunatone, maybe. There's the Big Charm. So the way Big Charm works is, I think it gives your Pokemon extra hit points. Yeah, plus 30 hit points. That's going to make this card really difficult to kill once it gets evolved. They have their own Radiant Greninja. So the way Dialga works is it's a big combo deck. It takes a lot of energy, but then the attack does like 220 damage or something. And then on top of that, it lets you take an extra turn, which is super insane. He's got 1 energy. Let's see if he has the supporter. I mean, the supporters here are big. He has bosses. Okay, so this is not the best supporter. It's not actually a draw supporter for him. Means he might have a bit of a slower start. What does this card do? Attach up to 2 energy cards from your discard pile to this Pokemon. That's gross. Fortunately for us, we do have the energy switch, so we are going to be able to maybe put something together. I'm going to Trekking Shoes straight up. Soul Rock, I do kind of want. Sure, we'll grab the Soul Rock. I think it'll be necessary for us. We will energy switch onto the Mewtwo, and then we'll go ahead and just Professor's Research. I don't think we're going to need that Lunatone, so I'd rather have the bench spot, basically. As we learned earlier, this doesn't get us to Mewtwo, so we're going to need to use Radiant Greninja as a way to sort of dig into a way to find Mewtwo. I think the game plan as of right now is to actually Fog Crystal for another energy, because I'm going to need 3 energy total in order to take a KO. So we're going to grab another energy. Plus grabbing the last Mewtwo doesn't really do anything for us. We'll Gren, pitch the third energy. Draw 2 new cards. Not quite hitting, unfortunately. We'll lay down the training courts, scoop up net the Gren, play him again. I don't know if I want to activate this training court, actually. Let's Gren one more time before we activate the training court. We don't need to activate it first. Ultra Ball, perfect. Awesome, actually. We'll use this to grab back an energy, and then we'll actually use it as a free discard off of our Ultra Ball to go find the Mewtwo V-Star that we need in order to take this kill. And then I think that should just about wrap up this game. It's going to be really difficult for them to come back, I think, from this turn 2 kill. This was an absolute nut start. This is like everything we could have wanted, plus more, plus ratio, plus choice belt, plus... I mean, this is just going to be too difficult for the opponent to come back from. We can even Ultra Ball here for the Crobat and get a whole new fresh hand too on top of that, which I'm going to do because why the fuck not, really? Why the fuck not? We're going to go ahead and draw 6 new cards. Based. That might come back to bite us if they are able to somehow miraculously get a setup, but I doubt it. We're going to go ahead and attach these and then go for our big Mewtwo KO. Nice. That was huge. That was huge. We had an absolute nut start there and really good showing from the Mewtwo deck. I really like this deck. The way it flows between the Lunatone and the Solrock, and like just, I love how they're also secondary attackers. In the past, these types of decks have been like, it's like a stage 1 Pokemon, like an Electric or a Flaffy or something, that you have to set up a shitty basic, and like they only attach to the bench, which is awkward, and then they're not attackers. In this, like, your ramp is a basic Pokemon, which is super great. It means you can start ramping turn 1 ASAP. And then on top of that, your other basic Pokemon that you ramp onto is a secondary attacker, which is capable of doing quite a bit of damage. I mean, with a choice belt, it's doing like minimum 150, which is, that's pretty good damage. It's 2 KO on almost everything, so can't complain. Since that game was pretty quick, I'm going to get one more. If you guys like this sort of Pokemon content, this sort of variety thing, I'm not going to do it too much. I'm not going to do it like obviously as much as I do the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but I really like exploring other games. I think it's a ton of fun. I think there's a lot to be learned in deck building and engine building and like just the way other games function. So I think it's definitely worth exploring every once in a while. I might do something like this with Magic. I might do something like this with Flesh and Blood. I'm not really sure. I do like seeing what other games have to offer every once in a while here and there. So maybe leave a like. Maybe share this video with some friends who like Pokemon. I don't know. Maybe you guys love this kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe it's where it's at. Starting Zigzagoon is ass. Our opening hand sucks. Holy shit. Yeah, this hand doesn't do anything at all. We definitely don't want to give them access to the training court because they have a Radiant Greninja. So we're going to pitch that straight away. I think we actually need to get Mewtwo V in play. And then I think I want to choice belt this guy, scoop up this guy, Ultra Ball the other scoop up and the Zigzagoon, and go find Crobat and try to get a setup. That's what I'm looking for. I like his ability. It's called Dark Asset. I also like this artwork of Crobat. The other artworks are like more rare, but this one is cool. Like the promo art is sick. And then we did hit our drop, so that's really good. We're also able to sort of set up here. I think I'm going to Trekking Shoes first. Marnie. I already have one of those, so I'm going to discard that and try to draw something better. Unfortunate, not the best. I think we're going to hold off on the Quick Ball, actually. I don't think there's any reason to play it right now. There's a chance I get punished if they have their own Marnie, but I don't know. I think it's possible. I think it's possible that this is okay. I'm not sure. They have the Battle VIP Pass. This is the double search, but can only be played on the first turn. Maybe they're also playing that Palkia deck that we faced off against in the last round, or one of the previous rounds. However, I think we have a much better start against Palkia Ice Rider this game. Not only are we going first, which means we're getting attack as soon as turn 1, but we have the Choice Belted Mewtwo in the active spot, all ready to go. Plus, we're able to research next turn and set up like a Greninja and whatnot. So I think this is going to be a pretty swift one, or at least a close one. It'll be definitely closer than the previous ones. I think the one where our opponent timed out, we were definitely going to lose. So we didn't, unfortunately, make it to the undefeated record that I saw this deck make at a tournament before. But going first here is big, for sure. And having the start that we have is also big. I like these shiny energies. They look cool. I have similar ones in real life. I have the Holon Phantom Psychic Energies. They're my favorite ones. They're like foil and they have like lightning bolts and stuff. All right, they passed the turn. Hopefully they didn't time out too. That was a bit of a slow pass. Oh, you hate to see Ordinary Rod here. That might be a problem if we need to shuffle back our dudes. But we can only do so much. I'm going to quick ball. I'm going to pitch the... You know what? Actually, maybe I'm going to Marnie here. Marnie can save the Ordinary Rod. And we can maybe try to get something going with like Radiant Greninja after the Marnie. Okay, I'm a little bit hopeful. The opponent's start looks a little anemic. Like, best case scenario, we're just KOing the Radiant Gren anyway. So I'm going to shuffle back their hands and completely miss. Damn, this is bad. Okay. Let's see what we can hit. Let's see what we can hit. I need a miracle. Okay, that's a start. Now, Trekking Shoes needs to get me to Lunatone. Or, actually, no. It needs to get me to Mewtwo VMAX. That's all I need. Or not VMAX, V-Star. I just need to get to V-Star. Unfortunately, we can't draw that guy. Okay, Fog Crystal gets us to Lunatone. Which is still okay. I mean, we'll take that. We'll take that over the alternative. That'll at least allow us to start getting the Psychic Energies into play. But we're missing on the turn 2 kill, which sucks. Fuck. That fucking sucks, dude. Alright. Whatever. We just missed on hitting the V-Star. Went through over half our deck and didn't see a V-Star, and that's just unfortunate. Didn't see an Ultra Ball either. Oh, we did see an Ultra Ball. What happened to that Ultra Ball? Did I spend it on the first turn to find Crobat? Maybe that was a bit of a mistake. They have the really sweet alternate art, Space-Time Distortion Palkia. This card looks sick in real life, too. If you've ever seen one of these, they look sick. Ice Rider Calyrex hitting play. That's pretty bad for us. Hopefully they just don't have an energy or a Bibarrel. If they just have 6 supporters, I'm like, thank you. They need 6 more copies of Melanie. Not possible because you can only have 4, but maybe they bricked on Battle VIPs. That'd be nice too. No, of course they have Ultra Ball. They have fucking. Of course, why would they? Of course, why would they have bricked? They never brick. Of course. Gonna grab the Bibarrel, and the Bibarrel's gonna help them dry out of this. Damn, that sucks. This card's pretty good. Draw it until you have 5. At first, I was really skeptical. At first, I thought it was bad. Ooh, they have the full art of this, too. That looks sick. So they search water and an air balloon. Search Pyukumuku. That's the draw card. They're able to do that to get a fresh redraw. They have the cool pre-release Fusion Strike Pyukumuku. That's cool. Dang. Hand activate the Gren. Damn, dude, that's so good. This deck is so consistent. That's crazy. We had to put ourselves in like an awkward position to even get close to where they are. And they get the full setup too. And they don't have to play all these like shitty little bench sitters. I mean, they do have the Crobat in play too. I guess they have Bibarrel as well. Thankfully, Path to the Peak doesn't really hurt our deck, but at this moment in time, we're in a bad spot. I mean, our Mewtwo just died, and we're not exactly coming back anytime soon. God, that sucks. That really sucks. Fucking hell. And then we top deck the V-Star. Poetic justice. Poetic justice. All right. We've got the attach. We've got the choice belt. We've got the return attack. Maybe it's right to just go for Lunatone only in this matchup. We should just go solo Lunatone, and that's it. I want to shuffle back some of my supporters. I think I do. I think I want to shuffle back 2 Marnie, basically. I want to keep them, like, constantly... I guess I didn't have to do that right now. But I basically just want to keep them constantly at 4 cards in hand when they start their turn. Hopefully, at the very least, that can get me to a position where I'm not, like, getting immediately fucked. It's not likely, but... We have another attach. Actually, we should go for it. And while we're at it, too, we should quick ball, pitch the Ultra Ball, and go get another Lunatone in play. The reason being is if this Lunatone does get knocked out, I want to be able to immediately promote the second Lunatone. And the reason we're going for this is this does actual extra damage beyond the 3 energy requirement for every psychic energy attached to him. So if we have 4 attached to him, it's now a 2-hit KO instead of a 3-hit KO. Thanks to the choice belt. Next turn, even a fresh Lunatone with only 3 energy should be able to KO this, I think. No, not quite. Not quite. We'll need 4 energy. But thanks to the double scoop up, we should be able to make it happen. They're attaching the choice belts to empty their hand. They're going to go for Collapse Stadium. We have to discard a Pokemon. Pretty easy discard is the Crobat here. Definitely don't want to deal with that. They're going to go by Barrel for 3. That's why they were attaching the choice belts, to get them out of the hand. Okay, we're not just dead here. We're not just dead here. We need to be careful, but we're not just dead. How many training courts do we have left? We still have 1 training court, so we can bump the Collapse Stadium on a turn if we need to. They're going to Ultra Ball. Probably go find the V-Star Palkia, I'd imagine. Yep, there it is. Ooh, they have the rainbow one. That looks so sick. We're going to have to pull that up when they play it. Wow, what a sick looking card. Look at the color. Oh, man, that's so tight. These in real life look incredible. If you get a chance to get one of these cards, like it is well worth the like $30 or whatever just to own one. They're like one of the nicest looking trading cards I've ever seen in my life. Like just beyond gorgeous cards. Yu-Gi-Oh wishes it could, basically. Magic wishes it could. These are just gorgeous looking rares. It's like everything a Ghost Rare should have been. Okay, they go for the Star Portal. This guy says Pokemon tools have no effect. So that's going to shut off our choice belt. But that's not going to matter because I think that's our last choice belt. And our Lunatone's now going to get knocked out. So it's not going to really matter that much. We basically just need to hit... Yeah, we need to hit the 100 million mark or whatever. So we have the attach. Do we want to attach yet? We might actually want to Gren here because we can go double Soul Rock, double. Let's Gren first. Because we can double Soul Rock, double Scoop Up. Actually, we have a 3rd Soul Rock now too. Yeah, fuck. This thing just return KOs us though. That's so annoying. Damn, dude. We need to get another Lunatone down this turn, but we can't. That's so unfortunate. All right, well, we'll preserve the Scoop Up Net at the very least. We need to rip next turn or get something lucky off of our 3 prizes. I mean, that's a lot of prizes, so it's not unreasonable, but it's not ideal. The best thing I think we could hit here is like specifically, I think Lunatone could be pretty good. Yeah, we're just gonna go effectively even on the prize trades. Maybe. Nice, we hit the Lunatone and we hit the Professor's Research. Okay, this is actually really good. This is actually really good. If we don't get Marnied here, we actually are in a really good spot. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're just behind 1 turn. Gross. Maybe we're just too behind. Fuck. Oh, it's also bad because this stupid fucking Greninja shit can kill 2 of our dudes. God, this matchup is bad. I need to get Manaphy in this deck, maybe. Somehow. This matchup just seems so bad. Cross Switcher? Interesting. I wonder if that's something they're going to play here. There's the energy that they need to KO our Lunatone. We know that's happening. That's for sure happening here. Okay, they searched for the Cross Switcher. That's very interesting. We're not really in a great position. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have to keep it 1,000. It's not looking great for your boy. We do have the scoop up net for the active Soul Rock. We can put this Lunatone in the active, but we're just behind. We're just behind a full turn. And he's going to be able to set up another attacker by the time we're able to kill the Palkia. Which is just the unfortunate truth. Is there a way we can kill one of these other Pokemon? Wait, if we bosses the Crobat, we can kill because we have this attach. Next turn, we're going to need to hit, though. We're going to need to hit big time. I'm not even sure what we could even hit. I'm not even sure what we could even hit next turn. Because we're losing all our resources. I think that's our last Lunatone. Fuck me, dude. I think we just have to go for the gamble, though. I don't think we have any other play. I think we have to go for the gamble that we can find somehow bosses plus enough to KO the Radiant Gren. We have Energy Switch, which will at least allow us to ramp onto a Lunatone and switch back to the active, but I don't know. It's possible. Okay, there's the attach for turn. That's actually one part of the puzzle. Trekking Shoes can dig. Professor's Research is not going to do it. We need to specifically have boss's orders. Is that our second in the grave? No, that's our first. So we need to specifically have boss's orders. And it looks like they're going to fucking shuffle our hand back too. Fuck. Well, we hit bosses. We hit bosses attach. Okay. No, we have a shot here. He actually fucking shuffled us into the bosses. What does this card do? Roseanne? It like makes us shuffle till we have... I mean, this is a sick card. Roxanne. Sorry, not Roseanne. Roxanne. We draw 2 cards. Okay, they kill the... They kill this guy. They kill this guy. Alright. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. If we hit Lunatone... Okay, that's close. We need to discard, draw 2, maybe get somewhere. Okay, Trekking Shoes, another redraw. Another redraw. We have to go for it. We can't draw that. We have to discard that and draw a new card. Ordinary Rod. Damn, so close. So close, but... This guy has 2 retreat. So it's possible we can do some stuff. Let's shuffle back the 2 Lunatones. Maybe this is the best way to approach this matchup. I mean, maybe not, because they can just go, you know, Gren. Oh, there's no way they don't have a way to retreat this. I just don't believe it. But if they don't, then... we have a legitimate chance. If they don't have a way to retreat this, we have a legitimate chance. I don't know if there's a reason to attach this turn. I think we can wait. I think we can just hold it and pass. If they have another air balloon, how many air balloons have they used? I'm not even sure. Damn, they have a really tricked out deck. Everything's almost foil. That's crazy. I didn't see what they quickballed for either. They could have quickballed for something that helps retreat this. I'm not really sure. They might just be deck thinning, trying to get an air balloon or like a switch off of the Radiant Gren. It'd be kind of funny if this Bibarrel came back to bite them and they weren't able to get to the card that gets them out of the active. There's the Pyukumuku redraw. Okay. I didn't see any other air balloons in their grave, so they're probably playing another one. That card would have searched for it. Maybe they don't. Oh, they have Cross Switcher. I fucking should have known about this. What does this do? Yeah, it just switches to. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I should have known about that card. Damn. That was a close game. I almost came back. Two close games to Palkia. I mean, the first one was not close. The opponent just timed out. But that one was brutal. That one was really brutal. Maybe let's open a booster pack. That was tough. That was really, really tough. Let's open a booster pack. Let's try to open an RCS. Let's see if we can open an RCS. That'd be pretty hype. Let's go to the collection. Dang, dude. That was a tough game. That was a tough L. I gotta hold that. What is this? Brilliant Stars. Let's open this booster pack. RCS one time, baby. Let's get an Arceus V-Star. I want to be able to double tutor. I need the nicer cards, but I don't have them. Okay, this card's ass. Damn. This guy's sweet, though. Once per turn, this guy's in the active spot, you may draw a card. That's pretty good. Entei's pretty good. This is the stadium they used against me. Card is whack. Let's open some of these other locked packs. Let's see what we got. Evolving Skies. You can get the evolutions in this one. This is a sick pack. This is a sick booster. Okay. Okay, this card's sick, actually. This card has a sick ability. Put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If your Pokemon or opponent's Pokemon is knocked out by this attack, take another turn after this one. Fucking sweet card. Actually so sick. This card is just so cool. It's like, if you can manage to get that kill off with this card, it is like insane. You get a full extra turn, extra supporter, extra attack, extra attaches, everything. Really sweet card. Alright, 2 packs, not bad. Let me know what you guys think of the Pokemon videos. In any case, smash like, subscribe. See you in the future. Peace out.